Welcome back to Talos Principle 2. I'm dear darling, and why are we here? What truth awaits us? Why don't we answer more of these questions together? So I was just checking that I have enough file space for Talos Principle 2 videos in my pattern. Okay, so I do. Lovely. Anyway, from Belzazan to Athena, oh great and sacred founder, I believe I have discovered the truth that our so-called leaders have hidden from us. This absurd and sacrilegious goal they have us working towards, this hubristic completion day foolishness, was never your true intent. Even this abomination of a city that calls itself New Jerusalem is a deception. Why would you want us to return to the sinful ways of our ancestors, strangling the living soil with steel and concrete? No. It was when you and the first companions lived humbly amongst the splendours of Gaia, having no need for all this wasteful ostentation inherited from our weak and decadent ancestors, that you showed us the true path. After all, why would the progenitor have given us such hardy bodies if she had intended us for us to live in unearned luxury? From the very first, we were built to be free from pride and material excess. Your teachings have been obscured and perverted by ideologues, worst of all by the traitor Byron, who was once like a son to you. But you should know that there are still those of us who remember the truth, and await the blessed day of your return, where surely justice will be meted out, and humanity will finally return to its intended path. Hallowed be your name, Belzazan. Interesting. Again, very sort of like deistic. Not parodies, parallels, that's a word, for shutdown. But was this a disaster that happened? We assembled on the vast green lawn outside as the reactors began to slowly wind down. The workers were solemn. The activists who had fought against the decommissioning seemed crushed. There was supposed to be a speech, but the spokeswoman had lost her notes. Outside, the protesters cheered. My eyes were drawn to the discarded anti-shutdown banners, endlessly reciting the facts. The statistics on mortality per trillion kilowatt hours, lowest of all energy sources. The lifespan of a reactor, 70 more years in our case. This seems like it's about nuclear energy, right? Minimal land footprint, almost zero emissions, no intermittency. It became a jumble of words, litany, almost kind of glossolalia. Glossolalia? That is a beautifully sounding word. What does that even mean? Glossolalia. I mean, lalia is to do with like sounds or something, or echoes? I can't remember.
Glossolalia.
Glossolalia. The phenomenon of speaking an unknown language, especially in religious worship. Or of apparently speaking an unknown language. Glossolalia. That's a beautiful looking word, can I just say? As far as the protesters outside were concerned, it might as well have been an alien ton. One thing was clear to them, and that was enough. The technology inside this compound was deeply, inherently wrong. It was a sin. I cannot help but think of that moment on August 6, 1945, when the sky erupted above Shima Hospital. My imagination could never fully encompass it. How do you manage more than 70,000 people annihilated in an instant? An ancestor of mine was in that hospital. He went from being a doctor, a husband, a father, a pacifist stuck in a terrible war, to being a pile of bleached bones covered in rubble all in a single second. Not by accident, but because of a choice someone made. Not because of a reactor, but because of a bomb. Right, okay, so this is about Hiroshima. And the two of the nuclear bombs that were dropped on Japan, if you didn't know, which were towards the end of the war, which eventually led to Japan surrendering. Olufemi Kaneda. Just 2 days earlier, contradicting his campaign promises, the Prime Minister had suggested that the use of tactical nuclear weapons would be an acceptable risk if the conflict continued. Very few seemed to find this particularly shocking or outrageous. They were afraid of reactors, but not of bombs. Did that happen? I will be honest, my history is not good enough to really remember the exact events which happened towards the end of World War II, but the spokeswoman gave up finding her notes. It started to rain, and people were walking away. She grabbed a microphone. By the time you regret this, it'll be too late, she said. But honestly, I don't know if I care anymore. Maybe you have it coming. The spokeswoman sounds so bitter. The protesters didn't mean any harm. From their perspective, they were doing good. I guess from everyone's perspective, they're doing good. People always think we're doing... Okay, I guess I'm Athena. People always think we're doing good when they get collectively outraged. That doesn't make them right. Collective action can change a world when it's deliberate and based in reason, but it can also become a mental trap or a societal pressure valve. Very true, to be honest. Ground Zero. Cliché. From error to Miranda. the thought-terminating cliche. As you continue your reading, there's a useful concept I would like you to keep in mind. The thought-terminating cliche. This type of phrase, often a slogan or a saying which sounds meaningful, but is really intended to make you stop thinking. To pick an example from my history, someone in the simulation might say things like, "It's the will of Elohim," or "It serves a process," and that would be that case closed. Who knows how many iterations never advance further because they just stop thinking at that point. And do note, however, that a thought-terminating cliche is not the same as a lie. It may very well contain elements of a truth, but those elements are used to keep you from questioning a whole set of assumptions that come with it, which may be partially or totally false. This often takes the form of appealing to someone you care about. We must protect X, where X is a nation, philosophy, public order, or even the planet itself. But while you may agree with that element, all kinds of assumptions may be included about how to protect something or who to protect it from, or what the end goal of protecting is. If you stop there just because you agree with a surface-level statement, the results may be the opposite of everything you wanted, like those who chose to serve Elohim, and in doing so prevented him from achieving his true purpose. Oh, that's an interesting irony in there, which I didn't think about, but yeah, I mean, that's a sort of, the general concept of appealing to X, appealing to Y. Appealing to nature is normally like the big one, right? Do this because it's natural, etc., 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 which is, of course, a logical, a fallacy in its own right. Doesn't mean that fallacies by themselves inherently make an argument worthless, of course, but it certainly deserves a level of scrutiny. Oh, so bright. But it certainly deserves more of a scrutiny rather than taking things at face value, lest you be someone who, I suppose, gets too easily caught up in the honey trap of rhetoric, which holds no inherent meaning, but just holds, a nice sort of fanciful rhythm to it. Who are you? Alcatraz again? Wow, okay. Okay, let's make our bridge run. Across to the other side. I forget where we start, but I assume we had to go to the very, very top. And the gate is here. Right, let's go. Wow, we have a lot. And we have a forced solution. Oh yeah, baby. It's more about... Oh no, no longer a forced solution. Probably not that one. Let's do this one. What? Oh, it's attached like that, I see. Well, the only one which fits it really is this, but that can't be right. So this can't be right. It has to be something else first. Maybe this one? And then this one? That seems more reasonable. Then anything long enough, which is only this one, to get out. And then it's easy from here. Because anything almost would work. Okay, well, onwards we go. To say hello to whichever mythological person might be saying hi to us now. The Sphinx, Pandora, Prometheus. Who is it this time? Sphinx again?
To help humankind, Prometheus was punished by being bound to a rock, there to be eternally tormented. The chains that held him were forged by Hephaestus, blacksmith to the gods.
Is that how you say Hephaestus?
Was Hephaestus right to allow his art to be used in this fashion?
Right is, I suppose, subjective. Yes, he was. If Hephaestus thought the punishment was unjust, he should have refused. No, no one should be chained. Hephaestus only forged the chains. It was Zeus who bound Prometheus. Yet it was his duty, yes, it was his duty to obey the father of the gods. How about you just cut up cryptic nonsense and tell me if Athena is here? Well, it's obviously going to say one of these two. These I think are not. Again, these are just sort of like so devoid of context that it makes it silly, I think, to... Not silly necessarily, but maybe I don't have the moral fibre or the moral strength to pick something which is just so, like a blanket statement. Because this makes it sound like I'm blaming Hephaestus as well for not also... Whereas really it's more like a proportional thing. Which this one sort of conveys, but this one makes it seem like... Oh, let's go with this one.
And is Hephaestus therefore absolved of the responsibility?
No, that's exactly the point I was saying, but I needed it in between those two things. He is partially responsible. The individual morality of Hephaestus is a distraction from the unjust laws decreed by the gods.
Interesting.
I think that's kind of true. I'm not sure if distraction is a word I would use, but certainly it's more of a... yeah, it's like kind of focusing on the wrong thing, being like, oh, was Hephaestus right to do this or not, when it's really about
solve the puzzles,
deactivate island. Oh, Desolate Island.
speak to an entity, turn on the beam.
Well, it's really about Zeus's,
appealing to our past,
whatchamacallit,
reminding us of where we came from, but
decree.
changing enough elements to make us view our history through a different lens. Or
You think this is
maybe I'm
Athena's
completely
creation?
missing the point. I don't know.
Didn't mean to fall.
You might have something there.
I think
I
that's a
read about
very
this in a
valid point.
book. It's called defamiliarization.
Okay.
Yakut? I think I'm actually impressed.
How do we get back to the thing? Apparently it's this way, but I genuinely don't remember how we got up here. Apparently it's this way. Defamiliarization is the way of, if I recall, it's a way of presenting something which is very familiar to you, but make you present it in a way which sounds alien, thus it's no longer is, or no longer feels like something that you recognize. What level is this? Is this level 1? Oh, it is level 1, okay. Well, down to the chute we go. We've basically done everything we, well, not everything we need to. We haven't found Prometheus' fire, but honestly that can wait, because that sounds like effort. That could be something I'd do much later. We haven't got any stars as yet, as well. And Pandora we haven't solved, but Pandora we've, actually I didn't even see Pandora on that one, but Pandora very much is one of, we have to break... Wait. Why didn't I get the Lost Labs? Did I not? Oh no, I did get the Lost Labs. Oh, I was looking at the wrong one. But Pandora's puzzles very much seem to be one of having to break the level, like get something out of level.
Well, it actually used to be a valley between the mountains, but it's mostly flooded now. That probably happened long before the founder came here, though.
Another
okay.
legacy of our ancestors.
Do me a favor, will you? Look for another one of the Founder's labs.
I'll try my
We can't
best.
get back into the megastructure without getting to the third site in the north, but I need more information to make more fixes.
What happens if we just don't find the labs? We just can't progress? That's interesting, because I would have thought that progress would be hindered or gatekept by levels we solve, rather than necessarily, oh, it's we're in a taiga, rather than the exploration of extraneous things. Well, extraneous maybe is a bit of a loaded word there, but still. Either way, we're doing very good at solving the Sphinx puzzles, and then we're doing pretty bad at the exploration ones, unsurprisingly. Prometheus and, I was going to say Elisar, that's not right. Prometheus and, Pandora. Also, starting straight off with the Sphinx puzzle is interesting as well. Is it something that we can keep a lookout for? So we have these 3 locations. That is that building over there, presumably. So the building to the right, so I think this is rotated. Just trying to think. So that island's over there. Where have we started? On this main island? Is there stuff behind us which we can go on? I don't really know. That's directly there. So presumably we start along here. Okay, let's just do the levels for now, then we'll think about that later. So level 1 is this way. Well, that's an interesting design. What mechanic do you think we have this time? Or do you think it's a... No, I think it's going to be a new mechanic, and then the next world will be a merging of all the mechanics again. Why is it so tiny? What is that? Accumulator. Ooh. I see. So it can hold a laser temporarily, or... Does it hold it forever? It doesn't look like it's on a timer. Ah, wait, no. I didn't mean to do it like that. So that does stop it. So how do I discharge? What happens if I connect this? Okay. How do I don't understand how to discharge this. Because, oh, hold right click to discharge, okay. So I want to connect here so you can get this, so then you can keep this open like this. And then I pick up you, and then I hold right click to discharge you, charge you up. Right, so it's like a portable laser. Interesting, that's not a mechanic I would have thought of. I would have guessed, to be honest. I wonder what the significance of these shapes of these buildings are. I assume they're meant to be like portraying different sort of architectural styles.
We used to explore just like this.
Styles, so not tries, but
horizon, looking for resources, trying to make sense of the world we'd been thrust into, trying to find a way forward. It was a hard time, but I can't deny that it was also exciting.
It was the best of times, it was the worst of times.
Our ancestors crossed entire oceans on flimsy wooden boats just to see what else there was.
Is it weird to feel nostalgic for a time I never experienced? I just think I could have contributed so much more back then.
Ah, that's where we started.
It's not weird, but it wasn't all sunshine. People died. Yemo, Calvin,
Alright, I've just a bit of a downer.
They were family to me.
Sorry. Didn't mean to reopen old wounds.
It's a legitimate point, but I don't think it invalidates the sense of wonder we felt. That's what kept us going.
Yeah, fair. I was just gonna say, but I was solving this puzzle at the same time, but I was like, I'm pretty sure this is where one of the X's is. I think we started here, basically. So there's one over here and there's one over here, but we can get to them in due time. Let's, for now, continue down the path of solving what we need to do. Very early on to solve the Sphinx's puzzle. Also, that water got deep really quickly, it turns out. But yes, for now, let us just continue solving this, and we'll see what happens. Triptych. Oh, we do have it. I was just like, we don't even have a laser. Right. Now, this is interesting, because right. I'm just trying to think, because we basically want you to be the green. But then we want you to collect that blue laser and do this. But how do we do it without breaking everything? Therein lies the rub. You are the only way. You're not the only way we can do green. Oh, okay, I see. It's a trick. We want you to be green, actually, and we want you to be the laser source there, and then we want you to take green and red to become a blue. I see. Sneaky, very sneaky puzzle. Actually, a very neat, simple puzzle. Fantastic tutorialization right there, because it means you need to understand this concept, I suppose, to really get it to work. Hello, Melvin. What do you see out there? You're not Melvin, Melville.
I've been wondering.
About what?
What made our ancestors settle in these god-forsaken places? It can't have been easy with those frail, squishy bodies of theirs. What makes
Humanity
a caveman
can
go, yes, this frozen hellscape is where I want to live out my days?
They probably didn't have that much choice in it,
Do
I
you think
think.
Byron was right? Is it in our nature to be wanderers?
Probably partially. No, it's just about resources and population pressure. Yes, I think they came here looking for beauty. Yes, because people are drawn to the idea of building a new society. Yes, we like to overcome challenges. I have no idea. Can it be like most of these, to be honest? Maybe that one.
We do, don't we? A species of problem solvers, like Drennan said.
Problem solvers and pattern
That
recognizers.
must be why I sometimes find myself imagining building new cities.
I can say I've never done that, but you know, I wanted to ask you about something else, of course.
All right.
But I should get back to work. Great chat, Melville. Right. well, let us just hop in. Oh, Prometheus fire. Let's just hop into level 3 and then back out of level 3, just so we get a save and going. I don't really know how we're going to get this Prometheus fire. Also, where's the other? Okay, we'll look at that social post later. Yeah, okay, so that's like way far off. I don't really know how to get. Oh, never mind. Okay, another Prometheus fire. That sounds like a planetarium or something. Anyway, number 3. Crossing. Animal Crossing. We'll be doing that next time. So for now, if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Talos Principle 2. I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares, greatly appreciated. Socials, Discord down below. Hope to see each other again, but for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye bye for now.